On the morning of May 20th, 2013, the National Weather Service's Storm Prediction Center issued a moderate risk of thunderstorms for the central and southern Oklahoma region. Conditions were favorable for the development of supercells. At 1:10, a tornado watch was issued. At 2 o'clock, a storm developed in Grady County, southwest of Oklahoma City, and rapidly intensified. At 2:12, the National Weather Service issued a severe thunderstorm warning. At 2:56, the tornado touched down roughly 4.4 miles west of Newcastle in Grady County as an EF0. At 3:01, a tornado emergency was declared for southern Oklahoma City and the city of Moore. Storm spotters confirmed a large and violent tornado approaching the area. The tornado tracked through mostly rural areas of South Oklahoma City and grew to an EF3 before entering residential areas. Traveling east, the storm accelerated to an EF5, causing heavy damage to Plaza Towers Elementary School, where 7 children were killed. Hundreds of homes were destroyed, with some being reduced to bare slabs. The tornado quickly lost the peak EF5 strength. The destruction continued, devastating another school, a medical center, businesses, and homes across a densely populated area. Peak winds at 210 miles an hour, 39 minutes on the ground, leaving a 17-mile path, and $2 billion in damage. 377 people were injured, and 23 people were killed.
I'm Pastor Ron Lindsay from Suburban Baptist Church in Moore, Oklahoma. Our church is located just a few short blocks from where the tornado hit very hard. We had 6 families from our church that lost their homes, lost all of their earthly possessions, really, except for the clothes they had on their back. We're very fortunate none of them were killed or injured. We have been blessed by the Lord with a beautiful gymnasium that the Lord has provided for us just recently, and so we believe that the Lord wanted us to open our church, open our gymnasium up and make it a donation and distribution center. We did that, and within just a few short days, supplies started coming in from all over the nation. Money started coming in. Brother Jan Milton called from Renewed Hope Ministries, and it was a real blessing, a real encouragement to me as a pastor, and called several times, not just once and then forgot about it, but it was obvious to me that he really, really cared about our church. He also was a special blessing to me because he not only sent money, but he took the time to ask questions, ask how I was doing when things were very stressful. We just want to say thank you to all of you churches that helped, especially through Renewed Hope, and those of you that sent money, and those of you that sent teams to help, those of you that sent care packages and things in the mail. May the Lord bless you richly. The people of Moore, thank you. So I really believe, because what you helped us do during this critical time, that our church was able to be a light in the community like we haven't been able to be in a long time. And so I think that we'll reap benefits, that people will come and visit our church knowing that our church cared for them and helped them during this time of disaster. So again, we want to say thank you. May the Lord bless you.
On May 20th, 2013, when the tornado came through Oklahoma City and Moore, Oklahoma, we experienced a tremendous devastation in our community. There were homes and businesses lost, but more importantly, there were lives lost. And there were many lives that were turned upside down because of the devastation. We were able, on Tuesday, the day after the tornado, to assemble at our church. We immediately began making meals and taking them to the first responders and victims. It was very difficult to get into the area, but we had several military and first responders in our church that were able to take things directly into the disaster zone. through that, we received testimonies back of those that received those meals, received tracts, and we were able to be a witness to.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I want to thank all of you for bringing these great men here to help us and to remind you that God is in control of everything, and through these guys, God is working through these guys to bring the message of His love, and through their walk, that there's going to be a lot of people that's going to know the Lord after this. So thank you all.
We were able to immediately start receiving donations here at the church. It was not very long after that we had started receiving donations that Jan Milton contacted me from Operation Renewed Hope. They were very instrumental and helpful in the process of being able to meet the needs of individuals through supplies and also through direct help of resources to provide needed resources to people in the devastation area. We thank you for your assistance in helping Operation Renewed Hope and the ministry God's called them to in this disaster recovery effort that's ongoing here as well as I know in many other places. God bless you.
I'm Kirk Lewis. I'm the Associate Pastor at Beth Haven Baptist Church in Oklahoma City. And Monday, May the 20th, started out just about like any other day. I went to work, and along or noon or after, they began to talk about storms coming in, and I got a text that said that there was a storm headed in the general direction of where I live, and the Lord kept nudging me to go home, and so I did. My wife's handicapped, and I needed to see what I could do to help her, and by the time we got home, or I got home, the storm was close enough that there was no, and we had no place to go, and so the storm was close enough, but the Lord gave me perfect assurance that we would be just fine. We went in the bathroom, took our meds with us in case, so we would have those in case we lost them. A few other things we felt like we might need. And as the wind began to come up, you could hear the wind, and as it began to come up, I just reached over and shut the bathroom door. And you could hear stuff begin to hit the house. And then you could hear the house begin to leave. And it was over just real quickly, probably 45 seconds or so. The only damage to the bathroom was 2x4 knocked a hole in the ceiling. The house was blown out, blew the walls out. The garage was laying in a pile on the ground. Stuff was blowed up and busted everywhere, but we were just fine.
I was put in contact with a family, a couple who were the man was 66 years old and his wife was similar to that age, and we were asked if we would help them. When we got there, we walked in. There's a couple who'd been married I think he said 43 years, and they're sitting on lawn furniture in their living room. And they basically began to share with us how they lost everything that they owned. And we were able to sit down with this family for over an hour and share with them about the Lord and share how the Lord works through some of these things, and how sometimes He does these things to allow us to maybe reflect and focus our attention on Him and to get our attention. And we were able to extend to them some funds that Operation Renewed Hope gave us, and really it was because of that opportunity that Operation Renewed Hope gave us through funds that we could share the funds with them, that we were able to go and talk with them about the Lord and extend some Christian testimony, if you will, in that time of their need, and just to help them to think and begin to consider, what does God have for me and what do I need to do with my life? And so we were able to share that with them, and it was a tremendous blessing for us to be able to help them. And honestly, I don't know how much those funds we gave them, I think, are going to return many, many dividends in heaven because of just the opportunity to share with those folks.
My name is Sven Larson. I'm the pastor of Moore Baptist Temple in Moore, Oklahoma. On May 20th, when the tornado hit, it was very difficult. We went to find many of the people in our church, knowing that it had swept through many of the homes, and found one of our families who was safe that could have arrived at Plaza Towers Elementary School, but they were saved. Another lady in our church was safe in her bathtub. She didn't have storm shelter, and but God took care of her. Her whole home was destroyed, but she was safe. And there's so many stories to tell about the victims and the lives and how God's protected so many people through the destruction of Moore. But thankfully, the good news is that many people have been helped through organizations like Operation Renewed Hope, and the help that they have been to so many people. Just meeting needs, and the needs are great, so many lives. And without groups like them, we couldn't do the work. Individuals and churches and businesses, people throughout the whole nation have come together and just been a blessing to give of the goodness of their heart. And we want to thank them so much for all that they have done, meeting needs in their lives, putting money down in their rent, helping put money in their pockets so they could buy clothes and shirts and just basic items that they need to live on every day has been more than needed. When you see the tears in their eyes, you know that they are appreciative and thankful for what's been done. And so I want to just thank you who've given and been a blessing to help so many people and more. I know you did it out of the goodness of your heart, and we thank God for the people who've just been a blessing to meet the needs of so many people. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for what you've done on behalf of the people of Moore, Oklahoma, for meeting their needs and being help to them at this time.